Olá a todos, muito boa tarde, eu sou a Ahri, a maioria de vocês já me conhece apenas por voz, mas aqui estou eu para vos apresentar a tão aguardada entrevista. Vocês já viram o sneak peek que eu tinha para vocês, em que o MJ Kuok canta para nós algumas músicas, entre elas a música dele, a Starlight Sky, When You Say Nothing At All, e revelou que é fã dos Big Bang. Pois é, ele é fã de Taeyang e Big Bang, e K-Music. Entretanto, para vocês, eu deixei então aqui a entrevista completa. Como vocês podem ver, são imensos cheiros. Está aqui ao lado. Aqui. Portanto, espero que gostem. Fiquem atentos. No nosso site, depois também vamos ter o resto da entrevista. Há partes que não vai ter aqui no YouTube, que vai ser só mesmo para o nosso site. Mas depois vocês ficam a saber melhor. Entretanto, eu sou a DJ Ahri. Fiquem então com a entrevista ao MJ Kuok. First of all, hello MJ. Again, thank you so much for doing this. And honestly, you just rock our world when you said yes to our proposal. I mean, some of the members are still trying to cope with it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on the show, and it's really such an honor that you guys have heard my music, even though you're halfway around the world.
Yeah, about that. Do you know anything about Portugal?
No, I've actually never been to Portugal, because I'm from Singapore, a very small little country. But I'm currently based in San Francisco because I go to university in Stanford. And I would really love to visit Portugal sometime. I have a few friends from there, but never had the chance to visit.
Cool. Well, you should, because people here would really enjoy to see a show of yours. Really.
Oh, I would definitely love to do a show in Portugal anytime.
Okay, just let us know, because when you come, we'll make sure to be there to support you.
Alright, that'd be cool. Thanks so much.
So you said you're based in San Francisco right now. Do you, and you told me that you're in Beijing right now. Do you
That's right.
miss Singapore?
I do miss Singapore a lot. I was there for until I was 8 years old, and after that I was overseas for a while in England for high school, because my parents thought I was too naughty, so they needed to send me away. And that's actually where I first got into music, was in England, because I really miss Singapore, and all the time whenever I'm away, and I was very homesick. So that's when I really started writing songs, and all my songs used to be about missing my friends and my family and missing my home, all the good food. And that's how like my love for music really started, was from being homesick when I was in high school in England. And then I went back after that for army for 2 years in Singapore. And now I'm in the States for university. So I definitely feel lucky to be able to travel and see the world and make music at the same time. But it's nice to be home once in a while.
How do people react to all your songs, and especially your friends and your family, your songs and your wish to sing?
I would say that my close family and my friends are very supportive. They always encourage me to pursue what I believe in and to make the most out of life. So for me, I would say my view of making the most out of life is pursuing my passions, and I would say my biggest passion is music. So I hope that they do support me, and I know that they do. I had a pretty interesting experience when I took part in Singapore Idol. That was in 2008. Have you heard of that? You know, the American Idol franchise? And my mom was actually my #1 fan. She would make the biggest signs and be like, "Go MJ!" at the start of every show. And she would round up the crowd, and that's really how I kind of believed in myself in Singapore Idol, was because I had a lot of support from my friends and family.
About that, I cannot stop from asking. You were in the top 12, and you were the one with most chances of winning, according to what I've read. what happened? Why did you quit? Can you tell us?
I would love to tell you guys. It's interesting because I had a very, very great time in Singapore Idol, meeting all my friends and learning a lot about the industries. My first time really being in mainstream media, and so I'm very grateful for Singapore Idol. The main reason why I chose to leave was because I didn't believe in signing the contracts that they wanted us to sign during the final 12 round of the competition. It was an exclusive management and recording contract that would take away all the rights to all the songs I had written and recorded. So I wanted to hold on to those rights because since I write all my own songs and produce them, I think it's important for me to be able to have control over my music and what kind of music I want to record and release. So I said, guys, please change the contract. And they said, no, if you don't sign the contract, you can't carry on. And so I chose to leave, and I chose to go back to school and just continue pursuing music with my own ideals and how I think it should be done. So I'm just grateful that there's still people supporting me, to continue.
That's a very good motive.
Are amazing.
That's a very good motive. Speaking of which, what instruments do you play? I saw you play the guitar. Do you play any other instruments?
So I actually brought some instruments over here to Beijing to show you how I record over here in my little dorm room.
Wow.
And so I have my acoustic guitar.
Wow.
It's actually a left-handed guitar, my dad's guitar, which I restrung and I made it right-handed. So it was my first guitar that I had, thanks to my dad.
That's cool.
And I have this mini keyboard, which I record most of my songs, all the drums and all the bass guitars, the violins, the amazing choir sounds that you hear is all from this little keyboard right here.
Because you make absolutely everything that we hear in your music, right?
That's right. It's amazing what you can do now with just your laptop, with the guitar and the small keyboard. You can just make any kind of sound you want, and any inspiration I get, I run back to, excuse me. I run back and I just make sure I record it down, and then when I get the inspiration to write some lyrics and to put a story to the song, that's when it really, really takes form, and that's when it gets exciting.
You said that before, when you started to sing and write your own songs, what inspired you was your family and how much you missed home. What about now? What inspires you now?
I think that's a great question. As we grow older, I think that everything kind of you kind of reach out for a new goal and a new aspiration. For me, what drives me to continue making music is that you don't really see a lot of Asians in mainstream media, and you don't really hear our voice and what we have to say and what stories we have to tell.
Oh, that's our job.
And I think you guys are doing an amazing job, and thanks so much for having me again.
No, it's our pleasure, really.
And so what kind of drives me is to I hope to be able to eliminate what people think about Asians. You know, it's so stereotyped in all the media. You see us with our glasses, or we're good at math, or we're like kung fu masters like Bruce Lee. But it's not true. Like, some of us just want to hang out and just play guitar. We like to surf. I mean, I think everybody is equal, and everybody should be recognized for their individuality. So I just want to make great music and show people that you don't need to have stereotypes, and everyone can get along, and hopefully everyone can get along to great music, you know? Yeah.
Cool. No, that's actually a very bad stereotype because none of the Asian people I know actually knows Kung Fu or anything about it.
Yeah, I think I would just love to make great music that people can relate to. Just tell my own stories, and most importantly, I think it's important to make music that's truthful and that's genuine, not just because it's right for the industry or it's what people or executives think is going to be popular on the charts.